There we go.
All right.
I'm Pat.
Hey, I'm Jeffrey.
We're back.
We are back.
A short one
Short
today.
one, yes. As a matter of fact, I am going to set this for 1 hour exactly.
1 hour sounds good.
Yes, and once that happens, regardless of where we are,
just kill it off.
That's it.
Nice.
Yes. I will try to monitor this so that we end it gracefully.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yes.
I always do. Yeah. So anyway, I got new kicks.
You did too? Okay,
these are
yeah.
brand new Italian loafers. So
They look nice.
yeah, no, appreciate it, man.
Did they put you in the hole a lot?
About $200. So not like expensive Italian loafers, but you know, because you can go way up on those.
There seems to be a point where it's like once you hit like 245, then it's a jump to like 500.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
And so
Yeah,
I bought the mid-tier ones. So
They don't look mid-tier.
no, they look great, man.
Can I see them one more time?
Yeah. See? Yeah. Full-blown loafers. I used to wear wingtips. I still have 2 pairs of wingtips, man, but no, I only have one now because I threw the other one out.
I don't really like wingtips. I mean,
I like them for certain like occasions.
that's exactly it. And not many of them come across my docket.
Yeah, but like I was wearing 1 pair of Jewish wingtips. So these are Jewish shoes. They're not actually Italian. So, and I wore them so much over the last like 4 years that I actually split the sole. And so that's why I bought these. So, yeah.
Were those shoes comfortable?
They were amazing.
So I guess my question is, why didn't I know this is weird in this day and age? Did you consider having them resold?
No, they were split completely down. Yeah.
All right.
No.
I know that sounds bizarre.
No,
but it can be done.
It can be done, but it was a $200 pair of shoes, and so I figured
cost that much to repair it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I was like, no, let me go see what else they got. So, Zappos.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. Breaking them in.
I know that's I'm not a fan of that either, but it's got to be done. Yeah.
But I only own like 4 pairs of shoes. I got these, I got my Vans, I got my black wingtips, and then I've got a pair of Oxfords that I wear for special occasions. So
you wear way different shoes than I do now.
Really?
Way different shoes.
I had a pair of, I had a pair of golf shoes. I did have a pair of tennis shoes, but I got rid of those. So
yeah, all I wear is basically athletic shoes at this point.
Okay.
I have athletic shoes, and I have athletic shoes that are designed for hiking. So they have So they have traction on them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, man. All I got for like everyday streetwear is Vans. Well, and flip flops.
So you do have another couple.
I got another pair. I hate to be that Colorado guy, but come May, I wear cargo shorts and flip flops.
You think that's a uniquely Colorado experience?
I know, man, but it's so stereotypical, man.
I know
you wear the big old fucking fluffy hoodie.
No. Well, look, man. All right, so I know that part of that's the uniform. Okay, they give you that, but you don't have to wear it. You're not held to that dress code. But
I kind of do.
We all do. I mean, to some extent.
Yeah. Actually, I went through my closet not too long ago and actually like tossed a bunch of my old hoodies. So there's a couple of them that still have sentimental value, so I hang on to them. So, but they got to go. So this summer.
Brother, I threw away a lot of clothes.
Did you?
I did. Yeah, because there were things that just. What is the point of storing these? Because it was like, all right, so either I've held on to this and this has basically become rags. So
yep,
I must throw this away.
I have a couple hoodies that qualify.
I know. But I was holding on, and it was like I shouldn't store anything I don't need to store. Then there were things that I bought that I never wore.
Oh, really? Like what?
Oh, well, you do shirts, pants, all sorts of things that for basically like my size has fluctuated over many years, right?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So so these like, okay, this is useless to me. It's got to go. I should I should have donated all that stuff, but some of it I pitched. And then there were just things that I was holding on to. I'm like, I'm never going to wear this again. I hate the way this looks. I never wore it when I got it because I didn't like it, or it was uncomfortable, or it was
yep.
Like I have turtlenecks. I'm like, I don't like these.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think
I've
these.
ever owned a turtleneck. Yeah,
yeah,
I gotcha. Yeah.
And I understand. Like I there are people that tell me like, hey, actually, I think you look good in these. I'm like, well, I disagree with you because I have no neck.
In turtlenecks?
Yes, like because I have no neck.
I've never seen you in a turtleneck.
Yeah, I don't. It's kind of like when you were younger and you had like sideburns. Yeah, you've gone the full beard, but like when you had sideburns, you were younger and you hadn't gotten a haircut in like 6 weeks. And you're just playing with that hair all the time.
Oh yeah, it sticks out on the sides.
Yes. And you keep playing with it. Same thing goes with anything that's like feels like it's on my neck. Is I constantly like, all right, I have to pull it away from there. I'm always aware of it.
Right.
Can't stand it.
Yeah.
Totally can't stand it. Yeah. So and same thing goes. I had old dress shirts that were not fitted, and these are all trash.
They do get trashy after a while.
Well, no, even the ones that were nice, I'm like, I can't wear these because they make me look like a grape.
Yeah. See, I had a bunch of French cuff shirts.
You did?
I got rid of all those.
Did you?
Yeah, no.
You're never going to put the...
Well, I mean, I have some pretty decent pairs of cufflinks. So they just always feel fucking weird.
There you go.
Yeah, yep. So no. So like even, like, I own 2 nice suits that I got several years ago. One of them needs to be let out.
How it goes, man.
It was back in the like I did the stupid thing and bought those like in the middle of my CrossFit days.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So the shoulders are fine, the waist not so much.
Dude, at this point, yeah, I have I have things now that I have no hope of getting my shoulders into now. That's why
yeah. I think I've scrubbed my closet out of all of those. So I had some like old bowling shirts and stuff from when I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
There's no way, dude. I mean, I could like, fat guy Peter them now.
Pretty much. Yeah, that was yeah, so I got rid of a ton of clothes and things like that cuz I know so my mom has been, having a couple discussions like, it's like if I stay out here, she's like, if I come stay with you, I'm like, that's fine. She's like, but I want to bring all this stuff here. I'm like, well, you can't do that.
No, you can't do that.
She's like, what do I do with it? I'm like, get a storage unit. I don't know.
Throw it out.
But I was trying to say, like, I have been actively trying to whittle down my possessions to things that I use or have value.
Yeah.
And you are like, you're meticulous, but you're still a fucking hoarder, right?
Your mom's a hoarder?
She never throws anything away.
Oh, okay.
Right? Now, she keeps everything in great shape, right? So it's not...
So she's like my dad.
She's not the dude with 26,000 rats and...
she's not... Back from
she's not that person, but like... like... I can't have you clutter up all this shit. That's not good for my brain. It's not good for your brain. So we're sort of discussing this impasse. And like, oh, like I said,
So my mom has done a really good job of actually like. I realized that after my dad died, that my dad was the hoarder. So because she gave away a shitload of tools, a shitload of like fucking nuts and washers that he kept in his garage. And they're like, oh, there's an old paint can here that's full of paint that we painted our bathroom in 1995.
Exactly. Yeah.
She's like, no, we can throw that out. And so, like they used to have like 3 dressers.
Yeah.
And now like mom's got like some of dad's old shit in one dresser, and she's got like 5 days worth of clothes. In another
you gotta evaluate your life, man. That's the question. Is that what you need? And that's cool. That's totally cool.
Yeah, she's like, I got a wash machine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, totally understand.
You know what really like cleaned out my closet was just getting rid of like socks and undershirts. So to the point in time, it was like, well, there's like 6 pairs of socks that I really like to wear. And then I have a couple pairs of work socks. And that's it. That's all I need. Because I'm going to do laundry in less than a week.
Okay, so this was my mentality on it, right? So I have the utility sock, and all of these don't go past my ankles, right? Because I don't like.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right, these are my utility socks. I've got like 6 pairs. Okay, because I've thrown out all the ones that even have the slightest flaws, right? I have 2 pairs of wool socks, and these are the.
Oh, it's cold out. Yeah.
These were the rig socks, and it may come up again. I need them. That's fine. It's only 2 pairs, and I have exactly 2 pairs of black socks for when I have to interview or somebody dies.
Yep.
I don't need any more than that. Yeah. I'm good.
See, I've got about 3 pairs of work socks, and they're black. All right, they're a little bit thicker than like those tuxedo socks you rent.
The super thins,
yeah.
The ones that feel like pantyhose.
They are pantyhose. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
And then I've got like 5 pairs of good wool socks. So because I've gotten to the point I used to be a slipper guy. I'm not a slipper guy anymore. I just wear wool socks.
That's perfect.
Around the house. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. So I used to every year my mother-in-law used to buy me a new pair of like Timberline slippers. And I just don't use them anymore, man. So I just wear my wool socks. So
no, the only thing I use slippers for is basically taking the trash can out to the curb.
I stick my feet in the flip flops when I need to do that.
Go.
Yeah.
Yep. Those are.
I haven't like graduated Crocs yet, but
So I have.
I'm not over 50 yet.
Hold
man.
on. Okay, so I have one thing that's kind of Croc-like, but it's not. I have 1 pair of the the Vibrams, the 5-finger things, to the ones that are individual toe shoes.
Yep. Okay.
So those are a great running shoe for a person that's 100 pounds less than me. But for people of my size, right, you don't want to run in those because there's no shock absorption whatsoever.
Fuck them up. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, those are perfect for if you have to just like put on something quick, go outside. Those are. It's just like gloves for your feet, and you walk outside. You're like a monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to have banded sandals that I'd use for that.
Yeah.
The ones that they don't have the split toe.
Yeah.
You just shove your foot in there and whatever. Yeah.
They're essentially slippers. I mean, that's what they are. They're slippers of a different quality. Yeah.
It just had like a little grip on them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know, man. Yeah, like clothes, I've gotten really simple. So I've got a couple nice things that I wear from time to time, but only on special occasions. So, like, I don't iron shit anymore. I used to iron my shirts all the time.
You used to.
I don't give a fuck no more. So, yeah, no. So, I don't know.
I think we're all starting to kind of get there. I think there's an element to. I know we gave up on some of those formalities when COVID happened.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think we've all kind of accepted that life has gone on and it doesn't have to be as formal as it was. And we all know that none of us are wearing pants when we're on Zoom calls, so nobody cares.
I was actually on an interview last week. I did actually wear pants.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
Just because there's a little like thing in the back of my head. It was like, well, someone's going to use this as a joke. Hey, everybody stand up, kind of thing. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Well, then you out yourself. Yeah, you might as well be fucking naked.
Of course, I would say that at that point. I'm like, I'm not standing up because I'm not wearing pants.
Right, yeah. So, yeah.
I don't know. That's a silly thing. I don't know why you would expect somebody to fully dress on a Zoom call anyway. I mean, that seems...
I don't know. I think it's pretty impressive when somebody actually does. So
how would you know?
Ask them.
Well, why would you need to know?
Just to see.
How does that impact the quality of the meeting or
I don't know, man. So like I had a couple guys come guest speak in my class over the course of this semester, and one of them he talked about like getting a job during, COVID. And he was like, no, I actually I dressed up, I shined my shoes and everything, even though I knew it was a Zoom call. And he said it like made me feel more confident through it.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
If that's...
I think that was good. That was a different take on it. So,
yeah, absolutely. And you know what? If you're that kind of guy, then that's going to work for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? If you're not that kind of guy, that's meaningless. It
is, but if you're going up against a guy who feels that way, then I don't know. I think he probably came across as more confident. So I have no idea.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But I mean, it's sort of like when somebody's applying like a self-help platitude, right? As though it's going to have universal effect across the board, where a person's like, oh, okay, well, the reason I didn't feel good was because I didn't shine my shoes. It's like, no, sure, yeah. You weren't going to feel good anyway. But if it's something that does, right, then that's a huge benefit to you. But if it's just not your personality, it's not going to do anything for you.
No, not really. Yeah. I get you. So, I don't know, man.
But that's sort of like the deeper... that's sort of the deeper question is knowing yourself, knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Versus turning to, oh, this book will fix me. Like,
yeah, maybe. Good luck with that.
Statistically, it's going to help somebody, but I don't know.
Yeah, it might help you. You never know. So,
because that's a weird thing. Like,
I don't know, man. Like me shining my shoes is always like special occasion kind of shit. So, and it wasn't necessarily like to pay homage to anybody else. It was just like, no, this is a big fucking deal. Let me shine my shoes.
I think you're kind of like me, where you do it because you feel that the event deserves it.
Correct.
That's sort of...
So, like every graduation I go to, I shine the fuck out of my shoes.
Yep. Yeah. That's exactly it. Or somebody's retirement, something like something where the situation merits it. Absolutely, totally understand. But I don't do it for me. It's like I could give a shit.
No, I give a job over a fucking flip flops.
Check out my Timberland slippers here, guys. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna tie the laces. In fact, I'm gonna rip those out right now. Yeah.
It's like, I know this is a formal meeting. This is why I actually tied the drawstring. Yeah.
Right.
I know. It's a weird thing, but yeah, I'm with you 100%. But this is, I mean, again, this goes back to like that self-help thing. Like from this perspective, okay, is there any advice that you've gotten, right, that supersedes anything that you figured out on your own?
Well, yeah, sure. Yeah.
What would you say? What advice have you gotten that actually oversteps the things that you'd figured out through life experience?
Usually it occurred in situations where I was going into something that I wasn't familiar with. So, yeah, like early in my management career, I'd ask my dad for advice. Because I'd never managed people and stuff, and he gave me pretty good fucking advice.
Did he?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then even when I first got married, there's a couple times where my mom actually gave me some really good advice.
Did she?
Oh yeah, yeah. Because it's usually in a situation where you're not comfortable, you know you want to do something right, but you're not quite sure. And so you ask somebody who's been there before, and so yeah, I've gotten some really good advice over the years.
Okay.
Along those lines, even teaching. So early in my teaching career, and you did too. It was well, I feel a little bit fish out of water here. You've been around here for a long time, but someone recognizes that you kind of got you got the idea. You just need a little help. So
yeah, fair enough. Yeah. I mean, I'll say I learned more. Buddy, you know this. There is no training that prepares you for day one. 30 faces looking at you for the first time. You can mull it over in your head. You can think about that. But basically the first day that you get through on that is more important than any training, advice, or anything. Just a little like, ugh, I did it. Right? The ordeal by, I mean, I guess I could say, like, in some cases where, so not the program that I went through, but the programs that people go through where you are basically like shadowing a teacher for like a semester, and you do some guest lessons, right? So I can see that as like sort of weaning you in, but since we jumped in subbing, right? Mm-hmm. That was sort of like, all right, well, I guess I'm doing this.
Swim, kid. Yep. Yeah. Yep. I don't know, man. I had a lot more sink days than swim days, so like I was a little bit more like receptive to feedback. At that point in time, because like there was very few people I could turn to when I was doing that.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, and so, but then I don't know, man. As I started getting like regular teaching gigs and started doing stuff on my own. The same thing with management. It was like, all right, what am I fucking up? Okay, because the last thing that I want to do is learn bad habits.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Because like if I can find a way to get through a day. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm doing a good job. It just means that I'm getting through a day.
Right.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I was much, I don't know. It's just like really sensitive to feedback early. And then later on, you like learn that you get bad feedback from people,
Yeah.
But you've taken enough licks at that point in time to kind of know it's like, oh, okay, you're this kind of guy. All right, and so this is just how you get through your fucking day. That doesn't help me. Yeah.
Right.
It's like I'd rather have something that's a little bit more constructive. So, and then, I mean, I don't know, man. I used to seek out people whose like opinion I respected, or I'd hear feedback from other people. Say, this guy knows his shit, kind of thing, and then. If I got some feedback from somebody like that, I'd take that a little bit more serious than, even sometimes my boss. I was like, you don't fucking know.
Definitely happens, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been that boss.
So, yeah, no, me too.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, many times. So, it's like, I don't know what the fuck you do. Doing a good job, man. Is nothing on fire? Cool. Keep at it. Good job, buddy.
Yeah.
So, but, still at the same point in time, like, now when people seek me out for feedback on certain things, I try and give it to them pretty solid. I was like, all right, I hear this. I see this. I expect you're struggling with this. If that's not true, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to give you feedback on that. So,
fair enough. Yeah. That's a good approach, yeah.
Yeah, and if you've got that, keep at it. So, but if you haven't heard this before, then okay, let's talk about it. Kind of thing. So, yeah, I do the same thing with students. No anymore. So, I mean, I've gotten really good at swatting down the little bullshit that they bring to me from time to time. It's just like, do your fucking work. You didn't read it, did you? Go read it. So come back. I was like, wait a minute, you want me to be there how early for office hours? Fuck off.
Right.
So did you read this?
Right.
Read this. If you're still struggling with it, I'll see you there later. Kind of thing. But most of the time it's like you see the same, like 9 out of 10 complaints are going to be the same thing that you've seen before. It's just like, okay, I get this. This is hard. This is something new that you haven't done before. Do it this way. Go watch this. Go read that. Try it. Submit it. If it's bad, I'll kick it back to you. So, but then every now and then you do get somebody who's just like a little bit out of base. It's like, oh, actually, that's a good point. I hadn't really thought about that. Let's talk about that.
No, I understand that. I also understand the I don't know, man. I feel like, with those kind of things, I felt like my most common, I don't want to say complaint, but I guess my common question when it came up was always like, did you try first? Yes. I mean, I don't mean to put so fine a point on it, but I can also, the other thing I can understand is like, okay, so let me just ask you this before I do anything else. Do you want me to watch you do one?
Right.
Right?
Yep.
Totally okay. Yep. Totally okay. It's like, As a matter of fact, I wish people could ask that more often, right? Because that makes perfect sense. Yep. I've felt that way a million times, man. Like that, I don't care what it is. It's kind of like, hey, Dad, can you watch me put together this model airplane?
Right. Yep.
Like, totally fine.
Yep.
Right. But it's that whole thing of somebody bringing like a wall of text to you that you know they didn't touch, and they say they didn't understand it. I'm like, which part?
Like, I don't know. This is what ChatGPT
is showing their whole hand. Exactly. It's like, well, all this part. Okay, did you read it? Did you try it?
Right, yeah.
Okay, because if you tried it, tell me where you went wrong.
Yeah, tell me which part you were confused on. And they're like, whoa. It's like...
the whole thing.
It was like, well, that doesn't help me, man. So why don't you try it again? Mm-hmm. You know? Mm-hmm. And tell me what part you're jammed up on. Yeah, no. I mean... teaching's not fucking rocket science, man. So it really isn't. You know, it's just about like, it's okay to fuck it up. So
you're supposed to.
You're supposed to fuck it up.
You know what? And you know what? Yeah. That's part of the problem. We don't teach people that it's okay.
It's okay to fuck it up.
And I know that there's this unspoken, like, when we've talked about that hypothetical place called the real world, where but this time it counts. This time it's for real, right? I can't fuck things up here when I get on the job. It's like, you can't?
Yeah, totally.
You can, you will.
And yeah. You know, we're not going to catch them all here, dude.
Yeah.
So,
do you want me to count down a short list of things that I've messed up at my many, many, many jobs?
Yeah. So,
do you want me to sit there and give you like a dollar value on the things I fucked up?
Yeah. You want me to deduct that from your account right now? Yeah.
So we ran 2 of the Navigamas because we treated one like a steel spacer. We left the battery clip in there with a single piece of electrical tape on it.
Cost your company $100,000 fucking dollars. Yeah,
it'll be more than that.
Okay,
but that being said, it didn't shred it, but it could have gotten a lot of people fired. It could have been, yeah.
Somebody could have gotten dead over this.
Well, everybody would have been killed, but you've been in situations where, the same kind of thing. It's like, boy, we got lucky, right? But yeah, it's just like, you will constantly make mistakes.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's okay, or that you should be like, oh, I don't care.
No, just recognize it as a mistake and do better. Yeah, no, it's yeah.
Because I think
that's every job that you've ever had.
Ever had. As a matter of fact, to me, it seems like the only time people really get upset, unless you have a complete dickhead of a boss, which we've all had, is did you make the same mistake twice, and for the same reason?
Yeah. Did you just think it was going to work that way again?
Right. Uh-oh.
Oh, nothing. We're good.
Okay. Yeah, it's just if you see if you're on like the 3rd time talking to somebody about this, whatever this is.
This is how you punch in, Joel. You don't get paid unless you do that. Yeah, exactly.
It's just like, no, man, I got you. It's just every single time you have to remember, pull the parking brake up when you're done. Let it go when you're going to drive.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Can push in the clutch before you hit that.
Yeah. It's like, foot goes down on the regular brake, emergency brake goes off.
Yeah.
And look, man, I don't want to write you up, but it's just the 3rd time that you've gone driving with the e-brake on. It stinks, okay?
And you done fucked up the tongue. Yeah.
I think that's it. I think that's the only time that you get mad at somebody is like...
Dude, when I was managing at Frontier, man, we had this guy, and I use him as an example all the time. His name was Jerry.
Okay.
This guy would spin around 3 times and he'd forget whatever you taught him. Like, you can't do it that way. Oh, okay. And then you go through the entire process, do it this way, enter this in first, then put it on the belt, then let it go, kind of thing. And he'd do it like 2 times in front of you, and then he'd go get a cup of coffee and come back and he'd fucking forget that. So, but I'm going to tell you, as his boss, like, and this guy, he wasn't a bad dude, but he would complain consistently.
Oh.
About all kinds of like little stuff. He's like
picayune shit.
Little picayune stuff, like things like that. It's like my locker's too small or whatever, blah. Or it's like, what?
We all have the same locker.
I know. Yeah, and it was the same thing. But I would always take like 5 minutes
Yeah.
to let him just invent himself in the morning. And everybody would shake their heads. It's like, that's fucking Jerry, kind of thing.
Right.
So, and he would go do the same goddamn thing every day. He'd go, like, fuck little things up that we had already taught him how to do, like, 5 times. So, and then he would spin around 3 times and completely forget whatever you had told him. But you know what? Like, the people who work for me there, they saw me listen to him every single day.
Yeah.
Even though he had the same fucking bitches, every day. We're like, yeah, okay, we'll look into that. We'll take care of it. Hey, man, I need you to go do this. Okay, you can go do that. Go do this. Kind of thing. And then the cool thing about it was like employees who actually knew what the fuck they were doing would actually bring problems to me after that because they saw that I took time to spend 5 fucking minutes with Jerry every goddamn day. This guy was so stupid, man.
Yeah. All right.
He just like everything. It was like, you did this yesterday. It was like, I don't remember that. It was like, okay.
Well, I know you did.
I know you did it.
I did it 3 times.
And I saw you do it. So, like, you have to understand that if you're going to put tires in the back of the truck, you got to lock the tow bar, man. So, otherwise, they spill out of the back of the truck. It was like, oh, I didn't know that. I was like, yeah, you did, but you forgot. And it was like, well, there's no coffee. And it was like, I got you.
All right. So, okay. So when you're dealing with a Jerry 3-time, right? There's 2 ways on this here because I have seen people that I've had students the same kind of way where.
What do you mean it was due on Sunday night?
Well, okay. So I'm going to give you the positive version where it's like, you know what? I have explained this to you 3 times, right? And you know what? I can also tell that you tried to listen, right?
Right.
And there's a part of it where you're like, you know what, man? You are actually doing the best you can, and I love you for it. And if it means I got to do this, I got it.
I got you.
But if, God, okay, and this is where the Jerry 3-timers came in that pissed me off, where I've explained this to you 3 times because each time I do it, you're like thinking of something else. I don't know what you're thinking of, but it
wasn't like that. Yeah,
it's like you're not paying attention.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's the one that's like,
that was not Jerry.
Fuck.
Yeah, no, yeah. Jerry would intently listen to you and then go do it and then do it once and then get unsure about himself the second time and fuck it up on the third.
Got it.
And ask you again the next day.
Okay.
So he was different.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So yeah, no, he wasn't a guy who was intentionally trying to space it out to fuck the dog. So
I'm not talking about just fucking the dog, but I know what that means because of you. But
right. We should probably clarify that.
I feel
somebody
like
who just wants more overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I later heard somebody else said it, and they called it "fucking the wet dog."
It's the same thing.
Yeah,
it's the same.
Yeah.
thing.
I asked if there was a difference, but it was
just like, oh, management's not paying attention, so let me do it this way again because it's going to take 15 minutes longer. And I'm going to be on overtime now. Yeah.
So I mean, that's the ones I'm more mentioning are the people that are like, you're explaining something to them, and they're just not paying attention. Like they look like they are, but they're not.
Yeah. I got it.
That's it right there. Yes, that one right there.
I got it. Yeah. Why are you lecturing me?
It's like, well, I'm lecturing you because you fucked it up.
Yeah, don't fuck it up again. I got it. And then you fuck it up again. Yeah. And it's like, you asshole.
No, because the flip side on that, because then you turn around, it's like, man, all right, so I know what I think about you. Like, the real bad news is there's some girl at home that has to put up with your shit every day like this.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Like, at least I get weekends away from you. It's like,
know. Yeah, I don't have to like turn your jeans inside out every time we put them in the dryer.
and you know that this guy has like 4 kids. You're like, fucking, this must be so annoying to be around.
Your kids are probably annoying to be around.
Oh, yeah. Apple doesn't fall far from that tree. It's like, Jesus. Man, and I guess, like, I remember Let me see if I can remember. We used to have, me and the guys used to have a list of 5 contemptible work types. You remember this?
Oh, fuck yeah. I teach this shit, man.
You remember, what's
Millers.
the list? That's one, Millers?
Millers. Sandbaggers.
Sandbaggers?
Who are the cherry pickers?
Cherry pickers, yes.
Millers, sandbaggers, cherry pickers, cacklers, and scorpions. Yeah.
Well, scorpions is different. The other
scorpions is the adaptable one that I actually put in.
Yes. My last 5th was gravy trainers.
See, I rolled them into sandbaggers.
Totally fine. Yeah.
Well, they're kind of a cross between that and cherry pickers. Yeah. So
I can see it. I can see it.
So I eliminated them, and scorpions are the people who just cause pain and discontent because they find it fucking funny. So, and well, it's not like cacklers because they do it just for fun. So these are your Twitter trolls and stuff like that. So, but like your scorpions are the people who just cannot help but backstab other people.
Right.
And so that's completely different.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
So yeah.
Because, and again, it's the story with the frog and the scorpion, man.
It
it's
is.
Like, you knew what I was.
Yep.
This is your fault.
This is
right?
Well, but you stabbed me, fucker.
Oh no, the whole point of that is the scorpion dies at the same time. That's
correct. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's just like you can't help myself.
Right.
So yeah.
I'm a scorpion. Yeah, that's the same thing where I've always seen those people as just like workplace poison. It's just
scorpions. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, it is.
I mean, millers are harmless. You just gotta poke them every now and then. It's like, what are you fucking doing? You like get your hands out of your pockets. Kind of thing.
Yeah, those are people that just need to be redirected. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. It's like, hey, I see you. Fucking check bags.
And sometimes it's not even. Yeah, it's not even their fault. They got sidetracked. They're like.
Well, yeah, they're easily distractible. Yeah, so sandbaggers are a little bit different, man. These are people like, it's like you can do a lot more. So, but you just do enough where I don't notice you. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But your coworkers notice you because they know that you can actually run that lift. They know that you can actually check that many more bags.
Right.
They know you can actually work this line. They know that you don't need to be on hold. So, but like those are people you just have to yell at every now and then. So, what the fuck are you doing, son? So, like, oh, I'm on it, boss. He was like, yeah, I thought you were. And they get off that. Cherry pickers are a little bit harder to pick out, man, because they're the ones who they know enough about your business where they're going to like find the way to like see the guy who's like 3 people deep in the line who's going to tip you. So they'll go like pull him off to the side and spend 5 extra minutes with that dude.
Right.
So so that's a little bit more toxic because if you have competent employees, they know what that guy's up to. So,
Well, okay, so yes, that's if you have competent employees, they know, and
they resent that.
They absolutely resent that, and on top of that, if you are in any kind of front-facing position, it is like, what the fuck?
Exactly,
because they're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. I got this whole family full of like trash bags here.
Yeah,
who are gonna check all this stuff in, and you go around there and you sneak around that and go grab that guy with 2 golf clubs and a $10 bill in his hands. Yeah.
And I know. So cacklers has always been a big problem of mine because it's just like every time it's like, did you forget that this is a professional atmosphere? And it's just like,
yeah,
just the like the fucking noise and the just like I know that you're not supposed to take this place seriously, but
get the fuck out of their business.
Yeah, it's just it's I mean, it's cackling involves gossip. Cackling involves just like moving around and being loud and making everybody else look worse because you think this is like your living room, right? I can't.
They're usually people who are kind of stuck in where they're at, and so they got to gin up some fun, or they take a set against somebody else that they work with and just want to actually tear that person down, but they're not going anywhere. They're not fundamentally unproductive employees. They just create more work. So,
that is fundamentally unproductive for everyone else.
I understand that, but I mean, I find them a little bit easier to deal with than some other types. So, because really when it comes down to it, it's like, hey, we're not attending your barbecue this Saturday. All right, stop putting these flyers up all over the place.
That's
okay. Just be cool about that stuff. The tricky part is when they like try and run around you as a manager. And they,
that's no. That's unacceptable.
Well, it is unacceptable, but it does happen, and sometimes it's okay within your corporate structure, where people are allowed to do things like that. They just create more work for you. Ultimately, all they just need to be pet every now and then. So. It's pretty straightforward, on some of that stuff. It's just like, hey, I know you do a lot of good work around here. Stop making more work for me. Okay, so what do you need? You need to be in charge of company fucking be in charge of the company fucking picnic. It's fine. So stop trying to torpedo that girl over there. Because and stuff like that. And they're not the most contemptible. So
they make my list, man. That's
that's fine.
For me, that is just like
I'm better at dealing with them than I am at dealing with like sandbaggers. So
sandbaggers, at least I understand. Like, again, I'm not saying they're all in the contemptible pile for me, right? This is my list, but
I don't find Miller's contemptible at all. It's like, all right, you're telling me that as a manager I need to be on top of my shit. So, it's fine. If you want to sit there with your hands in your pockets because I'm not paying attention, okay. That just makes me better as a manager once I notice that.
Okay, so yeah. All right. You can't pretend that, okay, the reason that I put that on there, right, is these are the same guys when you're into something and that guy is just gone. You look around and it's like, where the fuck did Larry go?
Where did Bob go? Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And he just disappeared.
Where's Larry?
And he shows up 45 minutes later. And
hey,
like,
guys.
Where have you been? It's like, oh, well, I had to run something down to United. I'm like, that was 45 minutes ago. But you've been fucking milling around and talking to everybody, right? And you're like, did you not see us all over here humping? Like, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah, it's like, well, next time I expect you back in 5 minutes, man. So tighten up. So those guys are easy, man. Those guys are easy.
It just sucks when you're in the thick of it.
It sucks when you're in the thick of it. Look, man. If I get someone to do that the first time, I always let them off the hook. I'm like, I know what you're doing. So you're down there like messing around with the rental counter girls. So. Next time when it's this busy, I need you fucking up here. And if you're not going to be up here, I'm going to come find you.
And if I have to come find
you, we're going to have a different discussion than this one, sir. And so 9 times out of 10, that scares them off. All right. So sandbaggers for me are the hard ones because they're the ones who are like, well, I'm really trying to do a good job taking care of this guy, Pat. Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, motherfucker, I know what you're up to. I know you're smart enough to get away with this shit.
That's a problem, though.
All right. So, but still, when it comes down to it, when the rest of us getting you slammed and you're sitting here spending like 45 minutes with this one fucking guy because you don't want to jump back in a line and help the rest of us out, that's fucked up. And we need to talk about that next time I see this happen. All right. So I need you to actually push product through the pipeline. If you got a problem with that, then we need to discuss what my expectations are. So, because when we're this busy and everybody else has to bust hump because you're sitting over here fucking around with this guy, all right? So, I know what you're doing. I don't like what you're doing. I can't prove that what you're doing is wrong, but
That's the problem.
But
That's
it is.
I know.
You and I both know that, and so I need you to tighten up.
I get it, man, and it's tough because that
Those
person, sandbaggers have observed what the least of us is capable of, and that's where they set their metrics.
Correct.
Right. That's the problem because they always have that built in. You're like, well, this is what everybody does. This is right. They have that.
Yeah, but everybody does it the way that you're doing it. So
I know.
Yeah,
I know. Look,
yeah.
this is
Yeah. So, you know,
that's why it's a problem, man. That's why, like, cherry pickers, on the other hand, you can catch them. Right? You can catch them clean. You can catch them clean.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute, you jumped in line. So it was like, why are you always volunteering to take that shift, huh, buddy?
It's dude, it's that you sitting there like
they out themselves. It's easy. Yeah.
Yeah, they do, and
they
you know,
totally out themselves.
Every now and then, there's a decent reason for it. Like I've cherry picked some things. So like,
oh yeah,
well, I have 5 minutes to go.
Yeah,
right. So I'm gonna take this, and it takes me 5 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't take my lunch earlier or whatever.
Yeah, that's why I didn't grab first off the pile. But you see people, and it's especially when that intersects with somebody else's, like one of the other personality
cherry pickers can always be outed by metrics, so it's very easy to figure that out. So
well, especially if their metrics are high.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
It's like, wait a minute, why are you like closing all these deals as opposed to this guy over here?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So you screen everybody who comes in, and you know like. You send them to the front desk where you take this guy. Got it. Okay. Well, why don't you knock that off a little bit? You know? And then, so like cherry pickers, you can fix them with just a little bit of supervision. So, because all you have to do is watch them for a little bit and say like, it's like, why'd you go after, no, go help this guy over here. And then you'll tank their metrics and they'll like fucking, they'll stop it pretty quick. So cacklers are a little bit different. So,
no, well, it's another form of wasting time.
It is wasting time.
For me, it is wasting time that is noisy and makes us look unprofessional, and that's the shit that gets on my nerves.
Right? Yeah, but they're trying to pull you into that game too, man. So you got to be a little bit cool about that.
It's just again, I have no patience. Again, all right. So all right,
they're just trying to pull you into the game. So
well, all right. Yeah. The other component of that is always an issue for me is. I always have that divorce of work is work.
That does not exist. I know you want that.
I know.
Yeah, it does not exist.
So that's the thing is if I'm trying to do my job and people are like looking around, it's like, what kind of business do you run here? Because some idiot is fucking like walking around. It's like, oh no, we need to play music in here, and it's like, oh, fuck off. No, it's like. I'm trying to do this here.
There's kind of like there's an antiseptic for that. So if you have somebody who's like a little bit too involved in the office and they just really want like to involve everybody in their shit, you send them home. Yeah. It's really toxic for them, at that point in time. It's like, hey, you know what? Yeah, we got this. Do you need a little bit of time off? Oh, no. It's like, no, I think you need a little time off. Why don't you go on home and spend some time with your kids?
I've never been in the position to be able to send someone over cackling. I wish I could have.
Oh, I've totally done that, man.
I wish I could have.
It's fucking great. So, yeah, I did it on a railroad a couple times. It's just like, yeah, why don't you go ahead and tie up, man? We got this. We got this. Don't worry about it. Well, wait a minute. I have to organize. No. We got this. It was like, hey, I think you should go home and rest up this weekend. We'll see you on Monday.
You know what you sound like. I can tell you exactly what you sound like. It's the second inning. You've given up 5 runs, and you walk up there and you look, hey man, no, I got you.
Hey
look,
man, I got you.
You just didn't have it today.
Yeah, no, you didn't have it today.
Yeah,
go grab a sandwich. Get a massage. Going home.
No.
It's really cool. It is absolutely.
Sean's going to take care of this today for you.
It is.
All right, man.
It is antacid. That stuff, So, and they get the idea pretty quick too, Yeah. No,
pulling your starter in the fucking second inning. All right, no, that makes sense. Yeah.
Man. Yeah. Like the place where I've noticed it the most is like in teaching in particular, and so you have that person who wants to change all the curriculum and we need to have like this whole thing and blah blah blah. It's like, you know what, I appreciate all your feedback and stuff like that. Let me go back and think about this a little bit, and you know what, you've done a lot of good work on this, and so I know it's Thursday. You don't have class tomorrow. Would you come back on Monday and let's talk about this? And then if they come back on Monday with a whole bunch of new shit, so it's like, that's great. So you know what? I mean, but I got to read through this now. So give me a couple days to digest all this, and you know what? We'll share it with the team. Well, I'll look through it, and if there's anything in here that we need to share with the team, we'll do that. All right? In fact, the next in-service is 2 weeks from now. I'll tell you what. You know what? So if you have any ideas on top of these, send them to me before next Friday so I have a whole nother week to digest them. Man, I'm fucking good at this shit. So I want to do a presentation. It was like, no, just send it to me. Send it to me. We'll take a look at it. And, we only have so much time on the next in-service next Saturday. So if we could boil this down to just a couple points here and there, that'd be great. So tell you what, send that to me because I got to work into my presentation. So yeah, you just kind of pull the teeth out of that, man, by just like not giving them an excuse to do more.
Right.
So yeah. It's pretty easy.
You send in middle relief. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. A little bit early.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's this third inning. Man, we can still turn this around. You've done a good job so far, but
bro, it's one start of 20.
Exactly.
It's okay.
Yes. So, you're a valued member of this team. We're going to have you around for a long time. And so
I said, man, it's not you just didn't have it today. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it happens to all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, scorpions are the ones you got to be careful with.
Those are the ones that can turn an entire office.
They will find ways to fucking stab you in the back.
They poison the water. They really do.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been that guy.
I've only done that like once or twice in my career, and I don't know. I
never stabbed anyone in the back. I've poisoned. I've poisoned the atmosphere, but I've never stabbed anybody in the back.
No, I killed off one of my bosses that way once. So
did he have it coming?
Yeah, but I kind of wanted his job too. So so I can kind of see like where some of those people are coming from. And so like the only way that I've ever actually been able to deal with people like that was just by telling them is like, hey, I'm not going anywhere. All right. So if you want something out of this place that I can't provide you, I need you to tell me that. And then let's see if I can find you a home. So, and that's the only way that I've been able to, like, because I had one or two of those working for me over the years, especially like in the smaller college, where it's like, no, there's not that many. No, I mean, there's no slot for you. Okay, I know what you're trying to do. I know where you want to go. I know what you want to be, but you can't do that here. So let me help you find a place where you can do that. And that's been the only couple times where I've been able to do that. The only other times where I've seen that happen is where someone was so fucking jaded that they were just absolutely dangerous. So, and then you just have to limit your contact with them. So,
well, it's tough because the problem with the scorpion, the dangerous scorpion anyway, is like if they're a scorpion and they don't perform, that's easy enough.
That's easy.
Right.
Yeah, you don't show up 3 days a week. Yeah.
Or you don't pull numbers or whatever it is, whatever it may be.
That's easy.
That one solves itself. That's just that one's.
Those aren't dangerous, man.
No, it's scorpions that are good. That's
right. Yeah, they want your job. Those guys are dangerous. Yeah, and so you gotta tell them like, hey man, there's no way for you to get my job without killing me off. And so if that's what you're trying to do, I got eyeballs on you, brother. So or otherwise, like 9 times out of 10, it's been easier for me in most of those situations. Like, all right, I got you. I know what you want to do. Okay, you can't do that here. All right, but if you do this, this, and this, I might be able to help you do that over there.
Right.
Then you enlist them.
Right. Yeah. So if you put the blinders on and say like, well, yes. The thing that you really want to stab there is
that guy over there. Yeah. You know what? And I wouldn't mind if you stabbed him. So let me help you.
You know why? Because he sucks.
He's a dick.
Right? Yeah. That's totally fine. Look, all right. So
then you have a powerful ally.
well, look, man, it's the law of the jungle. So there's parts where that's the thing is like we talked about this, like the fucking we eat the antelopes. We die.
The hyenas.
We become the grass,
exactly.
Right? The antelopes eat the grass.
Well, the hyenas become grass too eventually. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Bad grass. It's
bad grass. It's grass.
Exactly. So it's like, no, it's fine. Like you got to stab something. So it's not going to be me.
No, it's not going to be me because I see your stinger.
Right.
So yeah. Right. So let's find something for you to sting.
You see these people, they're like, why do you keep making friends or trying to make friends with these particular people? It's like, that's very interesting. How are you trying to position yourself?
Why are you trying to do that?
Yeah. Why are you trying to fuck up my spot? I
could help you with this.
Because that's the issue where it's like, so are we going to settle this like men, or do we have to get into some old gangster shit?
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Knuckle dusters. There we go, buddy.
Because here's the thing is, my problem is with you being like this, nobody in this office feels like they can be themselves. Everybody is working at 75% capacity because 25% is always dedicated to rear shields.
And paying attention. Yeah, exactly.
To aft shields, right? Nobody feels like I'm not getting 100% out of anyone.
Right.
Because they're being guarded and they don't say what they say. They're lying. They're protecting themselves.
Right.
Because they don't want to get fucking
knife
scorpion butt fucked. You don't. Nobody wants that. Everybody's just kind of like, nope. I've been guarding my asshole for a long time for a reason.
Right.
And it's tense. That's where the atmosphere becomes tense. People don't want. They're like, I gotta make sure that I'm doing this correctly every day. I gotta cross every T. Blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's all defense.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all defense. No.
And defense wins championships, but offense fills seats.
Oh, that's a good way to put that. Yeah.
Oh, that's not mine. That's
no, that's good though.
That's the classic football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just hadn't put that in a business context in a while. That's pretty good, man.
Everything I do is sports metaphors. That's how I teach English. Which is why sometimes girls are kind of like, what?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I used to run into that a lot, but yeah, it's true, and those people, man.
Yeah, I know, man.
They're there.
The 5 contemptible work habits. Yeah, there you go.
Again, the whole point was that you can engage in these things from time to time. But don't be that person.
They're not a strategy.
Yes, don't be that person.
Yeah, don't be that guy.
It is totally okay sometimes that, yes, hey, I got to go walk this over to United, right? Yeah. And you are gone for 45 minutes. Why is that okay? Because you did it once.
Right.
You're like, oh, man, I haven't caught up with you in a minute.
Yeah, the hot girl was at the counter. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever good reason. And everybody should feel like they should be free to do this once.
Every now and then, you don't let your brothers down, man.
Correct.
Yeah, you don't let your brothers down.
Correct. Same thing goes where it's like, I got 15 minutes left. I can start this.
Or I can go put wheelchairs up.
Or I...
Yeah, I can start my closeout.
I'm sorry, man. It's just... it is what it is. Just don't be that guy.
Right.
Don't be that guy. And occasionally, yes, in order to feed the forest, you have got to sting somebody, right? It's got to happen sometimes.
Oh, yeah, you got to get the rabbits out of the hole sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I get that, but,
And if somebody doesn't get stung every now and then, everybody feels too safe.
Well, yeah, that's how they develop these other habits, man.
Correct.
Because they're not the ones who are doing that.
Yes.
Yeah.
There has to be some threat of like... Because you've worked in places where people can't get fired.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
What happens, man? What happens to the circle of life when people can't get fired?
Dude, you have a rhino in the middle of the field. So that guy shits on everybody. Yeah. That's another episode. Down the road, we'll talk about that guy.
All right, this is almost perfectly 1 hour.
Oh, look at that! 10 seconds. All right,
that's Patrick.
I'm Pat. You're Jeffrey.
There you go.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and call it a night here.
All right.
So we'll talk about Twitter next time. Bye.